Hi guys, it's Nicole, and I am jumping back into my Creating with Collection series. It has been probably a couple months since I've touched this, and I thought it would go pretty smooth because I'm following a similar format, page to page. I did grab the previous layout, which would have been my August of 2020 month in review, and I was kind of using that as like a blueprint. I pulled January as well, just because it was another single page one. And even using that for reference, I had a couple like uh-ohs, and I was like kicking myself about it, but I was like, you know what? We're just gonna go. And it's a lesson learned, and maybe October, November, and December will be better. Spoiler alert, I also messed up on October, but it's fine. It's done, it's documented, and I can move on. So at this point in time, I just have November and December to do, but I need to edit the photo collages, and those honestly take me the most amount of time. So haven't had a chance to get there yet. I kind of took a pause. Like, I jumped back into this, did 2 layouts, and then took a pause because I picked up my December Scrap Room Flavors of the Month kit. And normally I wait till like later in the month to kind of start working on my projects. And this month I was like, nope, we're opening this. We're going for it. It's been my favorite kit all year long. And I'm just kind of like, lots of ideas flowing. So I took a break in this so I can work on that kit, and then I can come back to this month in review project at the end of November and hopefully kind of get it finished up. So I did the same thing that I've done with all the other ones. I used this notebook border punch on the month 6x4 card. I've got my favorite like 3x4 notebook die that I use on the calendars. And then usually I pick like one of the phrase cards to kind of put up there. And this was when I realized I didn't have enough room on the bottom for my little journaling spot. So I nixed the phrase card, and I'm going to move my journaling up to the top. And at first I was trying to figure out like, why doesn't this fit? And then it dawned on me when I was looking at my reference layouts that all the other 1-page layouts that I had put the journaling on the bottom, I only had 2 rows of photos. And this photo collage was 3 rows of photos. So it was kind of when I was like, wait, why is this different? What's happening? And then I just do like my version of kind of like messy layers, and I go through the scraps from all the previous months first before I cut into like new paper. These were some scraps, and the wood grain paper I trimmed off of one of the 6x8 sheets that has like a letterboard phrase on it. I know guaranteed I'm not going to use that letterboard phrase, so I'm cutting off pieces of the wood grain around it because I just need little pieces to like tuck in place. I'm also using, this is one of my favorite border dies. I got this from scrapbook.com. It's their brand. I'll link it below. I think they've come out with a couple different sets since I've bought this one. I just keep reaching for this one because it's got like really basic borders. So like I used the just plain scallop on the wood pieces, and then my like second favorite one in the set is this one that's like a smaller scallop, and then it has little holes. And so I ran this one through with I have a scrap of like the rainbow stripe paper, and then a scrap of the like black and white messy stripe paper. And again, because most of my layout is that photo collage, the 3 cards at the top, I don't have a whole lot of room to put layers of paper. So something like this works out perfectly for me. I even keep the little, you'll see here, there's like a straight edge that comes off when I cut these. I even keep that little straight edge scrap, and I've used it a couple times on these layouts. I can't remember if I used it on September. I think it's October's. Because if I just need a tiny piece to peek through here and there, those are kind of like what I reach for first. They would typically just go straight into the trash, but I've been holding on to them to do like fake layers basically. This was when I had my first oops. I don't know what I was thinking. And this is when I realized it. I normally use that die on the calendar cutout. I used the die on the little journaling square. And it was bugging me to no end that I had done that, but I was like, you know what? It's done. I obviously can't like put it back. I can't like find another one. So I just went with it. I set it aside so that when I do my journaling, typically journaling I end up doing last. I kind of just figure out what needs to go where. The 6x4 card with the month, most of the other months I either do a stamped phrase, or if I can find one of the skinny phrase stickers on the sticker sheet that is like a good color or a good phrase. I'm running out of those, so I couldn't find one that I felt like matched very well. So I just went to one of my trusty Carrie Bradford like phrase stamp sets. It's really cute. It has like it'll say like home, and then it has like a phrase that goes with the word home, or it'll say play and then a phrase that goes with the word play. I think for this one I did play. And I just pick a color that goes with the Simple Stories collection and also kind of goes with the title card. So in this case, I just went with like a dark aqua. And then the calendar, same thing that I've done every month. If there is like an important date that happens in that month, I take a little Carrie Bradford heart stamp and stamp it on there. That was another thing that when I sat down to work on these, I thought I had put everything away and in the same spot, and I could not find those two tiny little heart stamps. And I was like about to throw a fit and be like, I don't even want to start this project if I can't find those stamps, because I love them and I love the cohesiveness of doing a project like this and keeping certain things the same. So like the notebook punch, the notebook die, the heart stamp, that kind of thing. I eventually found it, stopped my tantrum, was able to move on. That yellow piece came from the 6x8 pad, but again, I'm not going to waste a whole sheet of that when I only need like a little corner of it to show. So I tend to just kind of gut it, and then that leaves me the rest of it to use as other layers on one of the last months, or die cut from it, or another layout. I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do when I finish the month in review layouts. I have one like layout planned to combine with the 6x6 series. I talked about that in the video that went up before this in my 6x6 prep. And then other than that, I'm not real sure what I want to, use all the scraps and keep going with creating with collections. That might be something that I put on hold and maybe revisit in January, because I'm really in the mood to just be like saturated in Christmas. So December is going to be all Christmas layouts. So I'm going to put this on hold for December. Between like the scrap room kit that came in is so good. I've got some 6x6 layouts that are Christmas themed, so I can kind of, be somewhat working my way through that project. And then I have a couple other projects going in the back of my mind that I kind of want to work on. I want to do something where it's pulling in like card making supplies. I've talked about this before. You guys know that I love being able to buy things like stamps and dies or stencils or inks and get like double duty out of them. So I tend to shop with layouts in mind, knowing that it's easier to come up with a card design with those same projects. So I kind of want to do, I don't know, maybe like some scenes, or I don't know. I just want to be like 100% immersed in like annoying Christmas things for all of December. And then who knows where my mood is going to take me in January. I'm hoping it takes me back to this, because I do find it super satisfying to use up a collection or use up a kit. Those used to be my favorite YouTube videos to watch, and unfortunately some of the channels that I was watching that were doing that type of content just kind of stopped and went somewhere else with their content. And it happens. Like, as somebody that makes videos, like, I get it. I'm sure that there's videos that you guys miss that I've done in the past and probably just forgot about. If that is the case, leave me a comment below and I'll do my best to revisit it. Sometimes I kind of forget like plans or intentions, and I get distracted by like another project or a new kit or something. So I totally understand how it feels when a channel that you love sort of starts doing something different and you're like, no, 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 no. I need you to go back to like what I was originally inspired by. Like, bring me back to what brought me to you. So I definitely think that creating with collections is going to be something that stays around. I'm hoping when I finish this one, which is volume 3, that the next time I do it, I'll be a little bit better about staying on task and kind of working through it a little bit quicker. I kind of almost want to change it up a little bit for the next one. I'm kind of thinking of doing more of like hand picking specific pieces of a line and like calling that my collection. I just think it would be a little bit more fun personally to really love the paper and not be like, oh, this is ugly, what are we going to do with it? Or like the case with the chairs and the houses in volume 2. Like, I kind of want to be a little bit more picky and kind of like pick my own collection items and then just call them a collection. But yeah, that is pretty much my layout. I added my favorite little like DIY chipboard hearts and a couple icon stickers that I had left. Those are getting kind of low. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I will be back with October's layout a little bit later this week. And until then, I will catch you guys later.